What's up everybody, I'm Logan from Sleepopolis.com, and today I'll be reviewing the Bear Pro mattress. I'll go over the firmness of the bed, what it's made of, run some tests, compare it against the other Bear mattresses, and finally give my pros and cons. But to start, let's talk about what the Bear Pro feels like. When talking about the support level of the Bear Pro, if I'm putting it on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the firmest, I'm going to put it at about a 6 out of 10. I generally think of a 6.5 out of 10 as a medium firmness, so this is just a shade to the softer side of a medium firmness. When I'm laying on my back, I can already feel myself start to sink into the mattress. It does have a pretty thick layer of memory foam on top. We'll take a look at the materials a little bit later on in the review, but that's going to mean you're going to sink into bed. You're going to get that contouring around your body even while lying on your back. As you roll around, change positions, memory foam has a slower response to pressure, so you may feel a little bit stuck in those layers. You're definitely going to feel more in the Bear Pro than on top of it, but I wouldn't say I was like fighting to change positions. It's just a little bit slower. Now as I'm on my side, this is where the soft plusher feel of the Bear Pro really comes in handy. I was really able to sink into bed and I didn't feel jammed up at the shoulders. It's really great for pressure relief. That's something that the side sleepers out there really want to pay close attention to. Now when I roll onto my stomach, what I'm looking for here is strong support at the hips to keep my spine aligned in good position. Again, because this is a little bit to the softer side of the medium firmness, I don't think it's the best choice for the strict stomach sleepers out there. You may want to take a look at the firmer Bear mattress. Now to give you a better idea of what's going on with the Bear Pro, I've opened up the cover so you can take a look at the materials used in the layers of it. I'm going to start with that cover, which is a sealant blend. Now sealant is a pretty interesting material that there are some studies suggest that it's going to help you with recovery. I don't have the science to back that up, but if you're interested, you should check it out online. Regardless of that, I think sealant does a good job of creating a breathable cover that sleeps really cool. Now underneath that, we have the comfort layer of the mattress. Now they say it's a copper infused memory foam. It does have a bit of a quicker response than I was expecting out of a memory foam. Regardless, it is pretty soft, so you're going to sink right into that for some nice pressure relief. And below that, we do have another layer of memory foam, a gel infused memory foam. You can see that slower response to pressure you might be expecting. So you're going to sink into these layers. You're going to get that contouring around your body. Really great for pressure relief. This is how it's going to be a nicer bed for the side sleepers out there. Now below that, we get into a bit of a transition layer, which is a polyfoam. You can see that quicker response to pressure. It's firmer than the layers on top of it, so it's transitioning support, give you that kind of cradling support as you move through the mattress, so you don't go straight from these softer materials on top into the support base, which is a high density polyfoam layer, really firm material that's used in a lot of bend-a-box mattresses, and kind of gives the Bear Pro its shape. Now, instead of just taking my word on the feel of the Bear Pro, I like to run a few tests to give you a better idea of what's going on with this mattress. First up is the pressure map portion of the review, and basically I put a pressure map down on top of the mattress, lie down in a few positions, and you'll see the results next to me ranging from blue for low pressure to red for high pressure. Now I'm on my back, weight's evenly distributed. You can see it's blue across the board. That's what I was expecting. It's just good to see it play out here during the test. When I roll onto my side, this is where I think the Bear Pro really shines, is for the side sleepers out there. You can see a slight raise into the green range of pressure, but that's still pretty acceptable for the side sleepers out there. On firmer mattresses that I think are bad for side sleepers, you'll see it go into the yellow or even red range, but here with the blue and green, I think it's a good choice for the side sleepers out there. Rolling onto my stomach, you can see my weight's evenly distributed again, and it's blue across the board again. I don't think this tells the whole story for the stomach sleepers out there, because while it is lower pressure, I did feel my hips sinking into the mattress just a little bit. So again, if you are a stomach sleeper, you might want to be careful here on the Bear Pro. Now the next test that I run is a bit of a bounce test to check mobility, see if you're going to feel stuck in the mattress. And I would say, you know, this is a memory foam mattress. It's all foam, so you might feel, you know, a little bit slower response to pressure. You might feel like you're not really on top of this mattress as much. If you are looking for pressure relief with a bit more bounce, I think the Bear Hybrid does a really nice job of that, having a softer feel with a bit of spring to it so you can roll around, change positions. And finally, my last test, which kind of goes hand in hand with that bounce test, is the motion transfer portion of the review. And basically what I'm checking for here is if you share your bed with a partner that's a bit of a restless sleeper, you don't want to get kind of shaken and woken up during the middle of the night as they roll around and change positions. So to test that, I put a seismometer down on the mattress where you might be sleeping, and on the other side of the bed, I drop a 10-pound steel ball from heights of 4, 8, and 12 inches to simulate them getting into and out of bed, rolling around in the middle of the night. That seismometer is going to track the disturbance with each of those drops, and I was actually pretty impressed with the ability of the Bear Pro to kind of diminish that disturbance or dull the kind of disturbance with each of those drops. Memory foams are really good at isolating motion transfer. So if you are someone who's sharing your bed, you and your partner might really find that the Bear Pro helps you sleep through the night. As I mentioned before, the Bear Pro is not the only mattress in Bear's line, so I want to give you a little bit of information on their other offerings. First up, the original Bear mattress is also an all-foam bed-in-a-box. Has a bit of a firmer feel than the Bear Pro. I think it does a good job of keeping your hips from sinking into the mattress, keeping your spine aligned in a good position. I think the back sleepers are really going to appreciate that. And the original Bear, like the other Bear mattresses, I think do a good job of having a memory foam feel, but also sleeping pretty cool. Now, in terms of price, the original Bear comes in between $590 and $990 for the king-size version. Next up, we have the Bear Hybrid, which is also a bed-in-a-box, but instead of the high-density polyfoam support layer, it uses pocketed coils. It has a similar firmness to the Bear Pro, but it does have a bit more bounce thanks to those pocketed coils. I think it does a really great job with pressure relief, but has a bit more mobility, so I think these side combo sleepers are really going to like it. In terms of price, it ranges between $1,090 and $1,699 if you're paying full price, but if you're shopping at Bear and you use the code Sleepopolis, you can save 20% at checkout. Now, before I finish the review, I want to give you my pros and cons for the Bear Pro. First step reasons I would recommend it to you is if you are a side sleeper. I think the soft feel is great, allow you to sink deep into the mattress so you don't get jammed up at the shoulders. I also recommend it for the couples out there. I was really impressed with its ability to isolate motion transfer, so if you do share your bed with a restless partner, this is going to help you sleep through the night a little bit easier. And also, I would say, like other Bear mattresses, I really like that the Bear Pro has a memory foam feel, but also sleeps a bit cooler thanks to the copper infusion as well as that sealant cover. Now, reasons I would say it's probably not for you is if you are looking for a mattress with a bit more bounce. If you're someone who's worried about sinking too deep into the mattress and really feeling stuck in those layers, you might want to take a look at the Bear Hybrid instead. And also, I would say if you're a stomach sleeper, this is not going to give you the support you need to keep your hips from sinking too far into the mattress. Now, if you are interested in purchasing a Bear Pro, there is a little bit of information I want to give you. First up, there's a 100-night trial period, so you can have it in your home for just over 3 months, deciding whether you want to keep it or send it back. Shipping is free. It will arrive compressed in a box, so you're going to want to let it decompress for a few hours or even overnight before you sleep on it, so you get the full support and feel of the mattress. There's a 10-year warranty on the Bear Pro. You want to check out exactly what that covers on the Bear website, but I would say that is about the standard for the online bed-in-a-box market out there. Now, in terms of price, it ranges from $1,000 up to $1,350 if you're paying full price. But if you're shopping at Bear, be sure to use the code Sleepopolis so you can save 20% on your purchase. So that's it for my review of the Bear Pro. If there's anything I didn't cover, just leave a comment below. Now, if your mattress search continues, Google Sleepopolis and best mattress to see my top picks there. Also, be sure to follow us on social media so you don't miss any of our sleep news or giveaway announcements. And head to sleepopolis.com for all of your sleep needs.